Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another live session of Daily Current Affairs with Sathya sir. This is me, Sathya from IQ Ideas, as I bring you important updates and current affairs snippets from a daily newspaper, interesting articles to read for reading comprehension, and of course, words of vocabulary to improve our overall English. So, without further ado, let's jump into today's newspaper, where on the very front page, the first big headline is the government says illegal content on X endangers democracy. The government says that illegal content on X, that is the erstwhile Twitter, it endangers democracy. Interesting and sensationalist headline. So, the centre told Karnataka High Court on Thursday that allowing proliferation of unlawful content on social media in the name of free speech endangered democracy and accused microblogging platform X of attempting to escape accountability by taking shelter under the IT Act's safe harbor protection. Okay, so definitely a very interesting update. More stringent checks are being kept on social media, and although proponents of free speech say free speech literally means free anything, that's definitely not the case. Your rights end where my nose begins. It's an old quote which says you can enjoy your rights only as far as it does not infringe upon the rights of others. So that's a very interesting headline, definitely to be kept in mind, and the article to be read. Next, we have a good news for the citizens of Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is the cleanest big city in new ranking system, right? So, Ahmedabad, Bhopal, and Lucknow emerged as India's top three cleanest cities in the million plus population category in the Swachhta survey, while Indore, Surat, and Navi Mumbai, with the same number of people, entered the newly created Super Swachh League. Okay, so obviously cleanliness very important, and since quite some time these awards have been given, these titles have been given, and cities of Surat and Ahmedabad have always been reasonably clean, and a lot of cleanliness drives have been undertaken apparently. So now, according to the new ranking system, Ahmedabad emerges as the cleanest city. Very interesting. Okay. In an update to the Boeing crash, AAIB slams US media report on AI 171 crash. Okay, so this is a Wall Street Journal's report, which is being strongly rebutted by the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, which has also called this global media report to be irresponsible. Interesting. Moving ahead to the unfortunate incident of the stampede, which happened after RCB's victory in the T20 Cup. The panel blames RCB, KSCA officials, and cops for stampede. The one-man judicial panel constituted by Karnataka's government to probe the June 4 stampede outside Bengaluru's Chinnaswamy Stadium that claimed 11 lives has held the Royal Challengers Sports Private Limited (RCSPL), which owns and runs RCB, the event organizers, DNA Entertainment, Karnataka State Cricket Association officials, and senior police officers as responsible for the tragedy. And the commission has also recommended legal action against 3 from the KSCA, 2 from DNA, 3 IPS officers, and 2 more from police department. Okay, so let's see where that goes. Moving ahead, we have an entire page which is a sad report of a personal tragedy story in the aftermath of the Boeing crash, with the headline, "A father braces for life after a plane crash took his everything. His son and daughter-in-law brought love to his home and represented the family's hope for a better life." Very sad story. As a human interest piece, somebody might read it, but I don't see any major newsworthy update, but not to reduce the tragedy of the situation. The next city page has a lot of crime-related news. Safely ignore it. The next city base news does not have much national level importance things. Same for the next city page news, but this has more details on the Swachhta thing, with the headline, "Tidy Triumph, Ahmedabad leads India's new clean cities." So this definitely can be read to get more updates on what exactly the survey is, what are the parameters, so on and so forth. The next city page, nothing. The state page again has a lot of crime related news which I'm not going to pay too much attention to. Moving on to the nation page, we have a more detailed report on the Wall Street Journal media report and the AAIB slamming it. So somebody interested in reading more of the details can go through this. We quickly move to the next nation page. More just classified ads and other things than news. So slow news day. Next two pages completely filled with something not relevant. And we move to my favorite, which is the middle page, the opinion pieces, the editorial columns, and so on. Let's see what we have in store today. Okay. On top, we have an article by Nityanandam Yogeshwaram, who heads Takshashila's Geospatial Research Program. Unacceptable for India. Next month's global geospatial meeting will be a good occasion to ask why UN's maps distort Arunachal and JK. Has it caved to India's neighbors' cartographic aggression? Okay. So from this good word, cartography is the science and art of map making, right? So obviously a geopolitical issue, and India has had issues with the neighbors, with regions of Arunachal being contested by China, JNK obviously being an issue because of Pakistan and China, and UN maps are being distorted. UN's versions of the maps of this region of the world are apparently distorted. So this article examines the case on why it is being done so, and India should be raising questions on that. Below that, we have a column by Patrick Basham, who is the director of Democracy Institute. It reads, Trump's Epstein error can really damage his brand. So those who have been following US news know Epstein is obviously known for his Jeffrey Epstein, the late billionaire, accused of pedophilia and sex trafficking, and potential links with US President, alleged links with US President Donald Trump. And the Epstein lists and files have been a lot in the news. So this reads, Trump's Epstein error can really damage his brand. His handling of questions on the release of files on the dead billionaire, pedophile and sex trafficker is alienating the very voters who have been most loyal to him. So a juicy piece of news, and can be read just like that. The three articles on left, the top one, fuel folly. Washington's new tariff plan for those who buy Russian oil is hypocritical and will hurt US too. Of course, India is a big buyer of Russian oil, and President Donald Trump of the United States has been imposing tariffs on a lot of countries, and apparently there were news reports which says that he might be, he's against getting oil from Russia. So Washington's new tariff plans for those who buy Russian oil, it's hypocritical. In the end, it might come to bite US in the rear. And this is going to be a very interesting article for those interested in politics of that kind. Next one, cuddle kill. Cruelty to animals in China's markets for business and pleasure is rampant, driven by rich customers. Okay, interesting article. And then Jug Suraya's humor column, Jugular Vein, Lost Wonder. The latest AI invention will take a lot of the marvel and mystery out of life. Okay, very interesting. A humorous take on the effects of AI on general life. This next special page seems to be a very interesting one. How autonomy has freed colleges to innovate. Freedom from university diktats is allowing campuses to catch up with the times, updating curricula and aligning education with global standards. So what exactly is a diktat? A diktat is a compulsory rule. If I say, okay, you are supposed to do it, I'm issuing a diktat, right? So it includes things like design thinking, music therapy, cinema, history. And the author apparently is is giving an opinion on how autonomy from rules is helping colleges to innovate. So for those interested in education sector, should definitely read it. Below that, we have Beijing supports revival of Russia, India, China troika. Okay, So in the east, the three big countries in the Asian continent, China, India, and of course Russia, which lies both on Europe and Asia, with majority of the land in Asia, but majority of the population in the European portion. China on Thursday expressed its support for Russia's initiative to revive the dormant Russia-India-China RIC Troika. Russian news portal Izvestia on Thursday quoted Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister Andrei Rudenko as saying that Moscow expects the resumption of the RIC format and negotiating on this issue with Beijing and New Delhi. Now, if it happens that these three major countries, in terms of a lot of things like population and military power and of course economy, come together, then they will definitely lead to better things for India, and of course present a huge face to the current superpower, that is the US. We also have an article which is an update on the center's statement against X, right? So this is definitely easy. This is definitely a good read on freedom to speech and other things. The global page, big news, Pak piggybacks on Trump's quad visit to seek Islamabad stopover. And if Trump does stop by, it will be a first by a US president since Bush's 2006 layover. Almost 19 years since a US president has apparently set foot on Pakistan's soil. So obviously with Pakistan having a lot of connections with the US, let's wait and watch how this goes ahead. Okay. Trump says Coca-Cola has agreed to use real cane sugar. The voting age to be lowered to 16 from 18 across UK, says government. Like India, UK apparently has the minimum voting age as 18. Now it's going to be lowered to 16. Now this is going to be a very interesting news article to read. Okay, let's move ahead. We have the business page with a lot of different updates on things related to business and companies and industries and sectors. Obviously, business management enthusiasts, business management aspirants, economy aspirants, finance aspirants, management aspirants in general should be going through at least all the articles with great interest. We come to the sports page. Big thing of cricket with the India-England Test series going on. It says India may be forced to play Bumrah in Manchester. With series on the line, star pacer is likely to be penciled in for the fourth test after Arshdeep injures bowling hand. Okay. Then you have an interesting column, Lords, the mecca of cricket. It says Lords, more inclusive, perfectly modern, but still the home of cricket. Okay, that's going to be a pretty interesting read for cricket enthusiasts. And it says Russell to retire after Oz T20 eyes. West Indies all-rounder will not feature in the next year's T20 World Cup in India. Okay. And then something related to the women's cricket. Preparation on track, World Cup some time away. This is Indian women versus English women. Okay. Gujarat judoka wins gold in Taipei meet. Okay. Gujarat judoka Shaheen Rajak Darjada claimed a gold medal in the women's 57 kg weight class at Taipei Junior Asian Cup 2025 in Taipei. Very interesting. The next page related to sports and the nation. The big thing is for chess, the freestyle Grand Slam tour. Prague upsets #1 Magnus, makes quarterfinals. Anytime any Indian chess maestro defeats Magnus Carlsen, as D. Gukesh did a few days back, always is a thing for great celebration in India. And of course, R. Pragnanda took down world #1 Magnus Carlsen en route to the top bracket quarterfinals along with Arjun Erigaisi at the $750,000 in Las Vegas leg of the Freestyle Grand Slam Tour. Okay, excellent. Other than that, just updates on various things and updates on the nation news as well, which brings us to the end of today's news. So nothing big, of course. No major things other than updates on events which have happened in the past. The two big headlines is obviously one, the government's statement about X and illegal content on X being a danger to democracy. So read that with great interest. and of course the Swachh Bharat Sarvekshan, with Ahmedabad being the cleanest big city, that is cities with over a million in population according to the new ranking system. That brings today's session to an end. This is Sathya signing off. If you have liked today's episode, click the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so, and leave comments below if you wish to communicate with me. Wishing you all the very best. Have a good day.